All right. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Um, I'm gonna get going in a little bit, but I wanted to come on and do a few teachings really quick. I wanna do these teachings, and then I'm gonna go and jump out of the live. I gotta go get my son today for my for my visit, and then I have to do a few errands before I get him. So I'm gonna start these teachings today. The first teaching I'm gonna do is about statues. Um, you know, why you get them, how you take care of them, or when you should and how you should dispose of them. All right, so let's start the live with a few, I guess, facts. You do not need any kind of deity statue to venerate. If you believe in God, you don't need a statue or an image of him. You have a direct line to him. If you believe in Santa Muerte, you don't need statues to make that energy stronger. What makes the connection stronger is your devotion and your dedication and your prayer. So when I say when I speak about these teachings, I want you to take that into consideration. All right. I'm gonna start this teaching really quick. So let's get to it. Here we go. La Santa Muerte Daily Teachings, Day 26. Statues, images, and when an object becomes more than decoration. Spoken under God Almighty and La Santísima Muerte. This is understanding, not superstition, not fear, not idol worship. This teaching matters because people either over mystify statues or treat them like plastic ornaments. Both extremes are wrong. Some people believe the statue is her. Others believe it is just an object with no significance. Neither position is accurate. A statue is not La Santa Muerte, but it is not meaningless either. Understanding the difference keeps devotion clean and mature. First hard truth. A statue is a focal point. It is not a spirit trapped in resin or ceramic. La Santísima Muerte is not confined to wood, plaster, glass, or clay. She does not live inside an object. She does not get stuck inside statues. But when you dedicate a statue with intention, discipline, and prayer, it becomes a point of alignment. Not possession, alignment. That distinction protects you from superstition and protects your devotion from distortion. Second hard truth. You should always cleanse a statue when you first receive it. Not because it is cursed, not because it carries automatic negativity, but because you do not know who handled it, what energy surrounded it, where it was stored, what intentions were projected onto it. Cleansing is not paranoia, it is order. You can cleanse with clean water, prayer under God, smoke, sunlight, moonlight. Keep it simple. You are not exercising an object. You are resetting it so it aligns with your space and your discipline. When a statue becomes significant, a statue becomes significant when you approach it constantly, you maintain it respectfully, you pray at it regularly, you align your behavior with your devotion, you treat it as a sacred focal point, not decoration. It is repetition and discipline that deepens the connection, not the material of the statue. A simple statue treated correctly carries more alignment than an expensive statue treated casually. About multiple statues. You do not need an army of statues to prove devotion. More statues do not equal more protection. They do not equal more authority. If you cannot maintain one correctly, you do not need 5. If you collect statues impulsively, your altar becomes cluttered. Clutter weakens focus. Focus strengthens devotion. Broken statues. Now we address what most people fear. If a statue breaks, it does not automatically mean disaster. It does not automatically mean punishment. It does not automatically mean rejection. Objects break, but sometimes a break is not random. Sometimes a statue absorbs impact. Sometimes something was redirected. Sometimes something hit the objects instead of you. Before you panic, pause. Ask yourself, was it unstable? Was it bumped? Was it poorly made? Was there heat or moisture? Was there tension in the environment? Discernment first. But if you feel clearly that something was deflected, do not respond with fear. Respond with gratitude. If a statue breaks and you believe it took a hit for you, be thankful. Repair her if you can. Fixing a broken statue is not disrespectful. It is honorable. You are not discarding her. You are restoring what stood in protection. Repair before replacing. That shows maturity. What to do if it cannot be repaired? If a statue breaks beyond repair, dispose of it respectfully. You can wrap it cleanly, bury it respectfully, separate parts carefully, release it calmly. Never throw it away carelessly. Never smash it out of fear. Never react emotionally. Respect, not panic. When you no longer wish to keep a statue, this must be spoken clearly. If someone no longer wishes to maintain devotion, they can walk away cleanly if the reasons are pure and genuine. Life changes. Circumstances shift. You may move into a shared home. Marry someone uncomfortable with it or with her. Live with parents or grandparents who do not want it present. Enter a new stage of life. Simply feel your past shifting. There are valid reasons. Devotion is entered by choice. It can be exited by choice. But you must never destroy her. You must never discard her out of anger. You must never throw her away casually. The best option is to find her a new home. A devout follower will receive her respectfully. You can gift her to a serious devotee. Take her to a Santa Muerte place of worship. Ask quietly within your community. If you cannot find someone, wrap her respectfully and bury her. Explain your reasons clearly. Speak honestly. You are not being punished for life circumstances. Authority remains under God. Clean exits exist when intentions are clean. The danger of idolizing objects. A statue is a tool. When people begin believing the object itself has independent authority, devotion becomes distorted. La Santa Muerte serves under God. She is not above him. She does not override divine order. Only God sits above her. Never place her altar under other deities. Never invert the hierarchy. The statue reminds you of mortality, truth, correction, and protection. It is not a replacement for God. Keeping hierarchy clear keeps devotion stable. How to know your relationship with a statue is healthy. It feels steady. It feels calm. It does not feel obsessive. It does not feel fearful. It does not feel dependent. You do not panic if you are away from it. You do not feel terror if you miss a day. You do not believe disaster will strike because you traveled. Devotion is discipline, not anxiety. Final truth. A statue is not magic. It is a focal point. It becomes meaningful through consistency, respect, discipline, and alignment. Cleanse it when you receive it. Repair it if it breaks. Thank it if it protected you. Release it respectfully if you must walk away. Never act from fear. Never act from shame. Everything remains under the authority of God Almighty. La Santa Muerte moves only by His permission. Objects assist devotion. They do not control it. Sit with this teaching. Respect the symbol. Stand in truth beyond it. All right, I hope that makes some things clear about statues and devotion. A lot of people believe that the statue is, has an embodiment inside of it, like Santa Muerte is in it. It's a focal point. It's a place to direct your prayers, direct your devotion, direct it, and she receives it wherever the deities or spirits are. So more statues doesn't mean more devotion. I know I have a lot of statues. But for some reason, they come to me. I receive them. I take them in. I take care of them. Like I always say that I live with Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte doesn't live with me. This house is hers. This house, I live with her pretty much. This is her home. There's more to it, but I mean, that's my reasoning behind having all the statues. I find them, I receive them. People, want to give them up. I find broken statues and I fix them. So I feel like somehow I'm entrusted to take care of them. Thank you so much, David. How are you, brother? Awesome. I didn't go live the last few days because I've been feeling a little bit sick, stuffy, cough. I don't know I can't get rid of this congestion. And yesterday I had a few things to do, but mostly because I wasn't feeling too good. Today I feel better, so I'm doing a quick live. Damn, everyone's sick right now. I sound different, maybe. I feel phlegmy. I'm gonna do a tea right now with some fucking lime and call it a day for a bit. I'm gonna do this really quick, then I'm gonna take off. Because I gotta go do some things before I go get my boy. So this is the second teaching of the day. All right. And it sort of correlates with the first teaching. So I'm just gonna get to it because I'm gonna get off really quick. I'll do the rest of my videos in the evening. If I feel good, I'll come on a live. If I feel shitty again, I'm not gonna come on the live, y'all. Sometimes in the evening I feel worse. So we'll see. All right, here we go. This is the second teaching. All right, here we go. What's up, Dre Dog? How are you? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for joining. All right, here we go. La Santísima Muerte Daily Teachings, Day 27. Silence, secrecy, and when to keep your devotion private. Spoken under God Almighty and La Santísima Muerte. This is wisdom, not hiding, not shame, not performance. This teaching matters because Many people do not know when to speak and when to stay silent. Some devotees want to announce everything, every candle, every sign, every prayer, every experience. Others hide everything out of fear. Both extremes create problems. There is a difference between secrecy and strategy. There is a difference between silence and shame. If you do not learn that difference, you will either expose yourself unnecessarily or suffocate your devotion. First hard truth. Not everyone deserves access to your spiritual life. This is not arrogance. That is discernment. Some people are curious. Some are mocking. Some are hostile. Some are ignorant. Some are spiritually immature. If you hand your devotion to people who do not respect it, do not be surprised when they mishandle it. Sacred things require boundaries. Not everything needs an audience. Second hard truth. Public devotion and personal devotion are not the same thing. Some are called to teach publicly, some are called to walk quietly. If you are not called to teach, stop trying to prove your devotion online. Constant posting does not equal depth. Loud declarations do not equal authority. Many people damage their alignment by turning devotion into content. If your relationship becomes performance, you lose the center. La Santa Muerte does not require marketing. She requires alignment. When silence is wisdom, silence is appropriate when your environment is hostile. Your living situation is shared with non-believers. Your family is aggressive or disrespectful. Your workplace would create problems. You are still building discipline privately. Silence in these situations is not cowardice. It is protection. Not every battle is worth fighting. When silence is actually shame. Silence becomes unhealthy when you feel embarrassed. You hide out of guilt. You feel dirty or wrong. You internalize insults. You secretly believe the accusations. That is not wisdom. That is insecurity. If you keep an altar hidden in a closet because you lack space, that is understandable. If you hide it because you are ashamed, that is misalignment. Devotion should never feel like something dirty. If it does, correct your posture before you light another candle. Third hard truth. Oversharing weakens protection. When you announce every move, every protection working, every cleansing, every road opening, every spiritual shift, you invite commentary. Not everyone watching you is supportive. Some are skeptical, some are mocking, some are spiritually reckless. Energy follows attention. If you constantly expose your spiritual movement, you create unnecessary resistance. Quiet stability is stronger than loud updates. Why new devotees talk too much? New devotion feels intense. People want to tell everyone. They want validation. They want confirmation. They want to feel seen. Intensity makes people reckless. Mature devotion becomes quieter over time. Not because it fades, because it deepens. The deeper it goes, the less it needs witnesses. Fourth hard truth: you do not owe explanations to everyone. Some people demand you justify why you venerate, why you believe, why you work with her, why you are not afraid, why you are not required to debate your devotion daily. If someone approaches respectfully, you can speak respectfully. If someone approaches aggressively, silence is strength. Not every argument deserves your energy. La Santa Muerte does not need you fighting strangers to defend her. Authority stands on its own. When to speak openly. There are times to speak. Speak when someone genuinely seeks understanding. Someone is being lied to and you can clarify. Someone needs guidance and you are qualified. God is clearly opening that door. But when you speak, speak grounded, not defensive, not reactive, not combative. Teaching is not arguing. Witnessing is not attacking. How to protect your devotion in hostile spaces. If you live with people who do not approve, keep your altar clean and discreet. Do not provoke. Do not argue. Do not escalate. Maintain internal discipline. Protection does not require confrontation. Sometimes wisdom is simply keeping your structure intact without announcing it. What happens when you ignore this? If you overshare carelessly, you invite unnecessary criticism. You trigger conflict. You weaken your own peace. You get distracted, defending yourself. Then your devotion becomes reactionary. Reaction is not strength. Stability is. What mature devotion looks like. It looks steady. It looks calm. It does not seek applause. It does not need approval. It does not need to argue. It moves quietly. It corrects internally. It grows without noise. When someone is secure in their alignment, they do not feel the need to convince the world. Final truth. Silence is not weakness. Secrecy is not always shame. Public devotion is not automatically maturity. You must know when to speak and when to protect your space. La Santa Muerte does not require exposure. She requires integrity. All of this unfolds under the authority of God Almighty. Guard what is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to it. All right. That's the second teaching of the day. If you guys notice, I'm all congested and stuff. I was trying not to cough during that. So look, I'm gonna get off the live. I'm gonna post these later on my Patreon. These will be all done and post on Patreon for those that want to rehear it. I'm gonna eventually do them all in Spanish. I was gonna start doing English and Spanish this week, but because I wasn't feeling well, I haven't done it. The reason I stopped doing Spanish is because I needed to realign myself. I needed some time to figure things out. And, sometimes devotion is not always public. Like I was saying, I needed to center myself again, reestablish my own personal beliefs and devotion, and walk forward steadily, calmly, and with respect towards you guys, because I don't want to be here teaching if I'm not feeling aligned. So every once in a while, thank you so much, Abby. You have to be aligned and you have to realign yourself. You have to focus on your own, let's say, spirituality and devotion. So I'm gonna go back to doing full time English and Spanish soon. I just needed to feel better or need to feel better. Right now, I'm gonna get off the live. I'll post this later. I'm gonna get ready and go pick up some stuff before I see my son. All right. So everyone have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for that, Abby. May be blessed now forever. Santa Muerte protect you and God always guide you. Okay. So I'm gonna get off the live now. I'll be back later if I don't sound all fucked up, and I'll do the second part of my videos. Thank you, Azael. May you be blessed now forever. Santa Muerte protect you and God guide you. And thank you for listening to me. Again, I don't do this for applause. I don't do this for TikTok likes. I don't do this for TikTok fame. I do it because I feel called to do it. I don't care if people like what I say or don't at this point. I do it because I feel a calling to it. And for those that really want to, learn this kind of devotion, I'm gonna tell you, you can listen to what I say, but it stems from right here for you. Follow your path, follow your inner knowing, follow your light. Anything I tell you, take what you can, apply it if you can. But if something inside you says this was wrong, follow your path, follow your intuition, follow how God is guiding you. Okay, everyone, have a blessed day. Be blessed now forever. Santa Marta protect you, and God always guide you.